Okay, it's day 70. This is part two, and yesterday we covered this Relisha Rudd. Talked to several people that were familiar with the case yesterday, but this is the most recent press article by a journalist talking about Relisha Rudd. And it talks about the disappearance and relatives who have theories, and some relatives even appeared on the Steve Wilkos show and said the mother was a bad mother and the mother was giving the child out to this guy named Khalid. And I watched the whole thing, and they just basically thought that the mother was prostituting the child in exchange for drugs. And then, of course, Khalil, ends up dying here out in this field, not too far from where I am right now, shot in the head, with his girlfriend also shot in the head, and then no trace of the 8-year-old there. And this is Khalid right here. This is the SEIU janitor. So the point I'm trying to make through this series is he's the SEIU janitor at DC General Hospital. They turned it into a homeless shelter. He's the SEIU janitor there. Now the problem is that if you start, it's right across the street from the DC prison as well, if you start paying people for leads, if you start paying people to take your child away to walk them into hotel rooms and potentially be prostituted, you start paying people for leads on drugs, or say, hey, here's a way you can make money on the side with drugs, or here's a way you can make money on the side if you can let us know if anybody's getting sick, if there's an overdose, and get them to our hospital, we'll pay you a finder's fee. All these things are moral hazards, what's known as moral hazards. Now, I'm not saying the DNC is in the business of moral hazards. I'm just saying you don't want any system where you can make more money by calling in somebody who's about ready to die, calling in an overdose, and getting that ambulance to go to Georgetown or MedStar instead of one of the other hospitals. You don't want a system where you make money by prostituting out 8-year-olds. You don't want to make money by selling drugs rather than just being a good person and being a leader in the community. So that's the point here. Now, unfortunately, there are times when political parties don't care. They just say, I want the money. So one of the takeaways here with the DC missing girls is that there's a lot more white girls than black girls missing, which is something I did not know. And a lot of them may also be political reprisals. We're going to go see a couple of them today. Some pretty amazing stories. But again, this is seeming like it's part of a system. It's not, I don't know if it's organ recovery, I don't know if it's prostituting these girls, I don't know what it is, but it seems like the numbers are 10x here over any place else in the country. Why? Well, it is the nation's capital where there is the most pay to play. It is the nation's capital where there is the most political influence as well as judicial influence. So the reason why I pick on this case is because of the moral hazard and the SEIU janitor. Now's not the time to say I need to put my operatives into a operation. There's one bad janitor and there's 50 good guys. One bad apple destroys the barrel. You can't have a system where you encourage moral hazard just for the political benefit of contributions to your party. What I really want to start doing now is drilling down on the NGP van system and all the systems at the DNC in this discovery process. I want to find out about this system called Catalyst that was outside of the NGP van system that seemed to be focused on SEIU, seemed to be focused on the SEIU operatives in different places in the country, seemed to be almost organizing, buses and so forth, but maybe it went beyond that. We don't know. I need to find that out. And this guy named Harold Ix, who I call an SEIU beetle, this is the kind of the incrustations on the Democratic Party that just need to be lost. The old days of throwing people off roofs and stuff for union tactics are over. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But we kind of need to move to the next level. So from now on, Khalid Tatum, you have become the face of the SEIU janitor.